Yes. Screen is visible?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Now we will start with the printers. Printers, as we know that printers are output devices. Okay. Printers are the most commonly used and popular output devices. Yes. When we want the data or information in the hard form, then we use the printers. They provide information in a permanent readable form. As yes, it's a hard copy, so that it is a permanent readable form. Uh, it's a readable form. Sorry, prints text or image on paper called hard copy. When this printer prints the text or image on paper, that is called hard copy. The printing speed of the printer is measured in pages per minute. It can be ppm, pages per minute. Okay, it can be ppm, or it can be cpm, character per minute, or it can be lpm, line per minute. We will discuss further. Pages per minute means to say ki in 1 minute how many pages they print. Okay. Printer resolution, yes, as we studied in the display unit. Resolution is the quality of the printing. Printer resolution is often measured in dots per inch. Okay. So types of the printers are classified into two categories according to printing technology. There are two technologies are used in printers. First one is the impact printer, and second one is the non impact printer. Many times questions asked in this printers, so we will discuss about the important things. There are not go in the deeply how it works, how they work, all the printers works, because there are so many printers. So we will just find out the key points regarding these printers. Okay, so please note down in the key points each and every printer. Okay. First one is an impact printer. Impact printer, from the word we understand, but impact, which gives some impact on the thing. That is called impact printer. Impact printer, these printers used an electromechanical mechanism. Which mechanism used these printers? Electromechanical mechanism. An impact printer refers to all those printers whose printing heads touch the paper. Impact printers are those printers which has printing head like a hammer. If you like in a hammer, you use a hammer on the iron rod or any iron thing or any solid thing, you will see the impact on the, and on that you will see the dent on that iron material, iron rod or any iron you
Like
can
olden days typewriter, ma'am. Like olden days typewriter
yes,
letters
yes, yes,
hit the
this is
paper.
a basic example. The main example of the impact printer is typewriter. Okay. Yes. It says the printing has touched the paper. Which touch the paper? Like a hammer. Its a mechanism uses hammers or pins. In this mechanism, what type of uses mechanism used? Hammers or pins to strike against a ribbon. There is a ribbon present in the printer. The hammer strikes on that, and ribbon is attached to the paper. And when the hammer is at strike on the paper or ribbon, uh, this will gives the print the text or image. So there are in the description about the types of the printer in the diagram. Printer is of two types: impact printer and non-impact printer. Impact printer comes under character printer and line printers. And non-impact are the three types of the non-impact: laser, inkjet, and thermal. And impact printers are character printer and line printer. In under character printer, there is a daisy wheel printer, there is a dot matrix printer, and line printer, drum printer, and chain printer. We will discuss now one by one. It will discuss later. Types of impact printers. So we will discuss about the types of the impact printers. There are two types: character printer and line printer. First one is a character printer. A character printer prints a single character at a time. Which printers prints a single character at a time? That is called character printer. they are low in speed. Obviously they are printing character by character, so its speed will obviously will be low. So their printing speed lies in the range of, please note down the range, 10 to 600 characters per second. They print, character printer prints 10, minimum 10 and maximum 600 characters per second. And for the types of the character printers, these are daisy wheel and dot matrix. You have to remember these the words. What are the impact printers? Character printer, line printer. In character printer, daisy wheel and dot matrix. Sometimes questions comes like this: which printer belongs to character printer, which printers belong to impact printer, which this printer belongs to non-impact. So this type of questions are asked in the exams. Daisy wheel. Daisy wheel printers are the also known as the letter quality printer. These printers use a print wheel font, which is termed as daisy wheel. As you saw in the diagram, in the picture, this is a daisy wheel. This circle type structure image is a daisy wheel. Okay, it has each petal. There are, you see now, there are petals. Are you seeing there are petals that are outside? Okay, these are called petals. And there is also hammer. This is a hammer. So this is a hammer. Okay, oh sorry, this is a hammer and these are the petals. Okay, so a motor spins when you turn on the printer, this wheel daisy wheel rotates, and there is a, in the petals there are words, there are characters described, when the daisy wheel when you give the command of the printing, this rotates, and when it the hammer will strike, when the hammer will strike only when it find out the desired character, which character you want to print, which character. Suppose there is a word apple. When a will comes, then hammer will strike. When p will come, hammer will strike in next strike, where he is rotating, but the hammer will strike when he get the desired character. Okay, the speed of these daisy wheel characters normally range from, please note down the speed is 10 to 75 characters per second. Okay, the noise level, its noise is very high. It produces very much noise. These printers are most commonly used in electronic typewriter. These are the electronic typewriter are the example of the daisy wheel printers. Okay, because you know na, when you press the key on the typewriter, it creates so many sound, produce so many noise. So next is a dot matrix printer. These printers, each character has a pattern of dots. The printer head is made up of a matrix of tiny needles. There are petals in daisy wheel. Please note down the word petals. In daisy wheel, petals. Okay, the word is petals. Okay, and in this, pins, tiny needles. In dot matrix, tiny needles, which typically 9 rows. First you can say that first dot matrix printers has 9 rows with 7 columns, means to say 9 is to 7 metric needles present in the dot matrix printer. These shapes of each character are formed in the form of tiny dots. The printing quality of the dot matrix printer is inferior. The quality printing is less than the daisy wheel. The quality of the daisy wheel printer is more superior than the dot matrix printer. But the printing speed of the dot matrix is more than the daisy wheel. This is 40 to 600 characters per second. And in daisy wheel, 10 to 75 characters per second. They are less expensive than the daisy wheel. Daisy wheels are more expensive than the dot matrix. So these are the character printers. Okay, In character printers, these are the impact printers, and in impact printers there are character printer. In character printers there are two types, daisy wheel and dot matrix. And in daisy wheel, petals are used, and they print 10 to 75 characters per second, and their noise is very high. The example of the daisy wheel are the electronic typewriter. And in dot matrix, they are using now the matrix of the tiny needles, 9 into 7 metric needles, and 40 to 600 characters per second. And they are less expensive, but inferior, but less, it is inferior to daisy wheel. Next is the line printers. Line printers are also the impact printers used with mini and mainframe computers. As we discussed, na, mini and mainframe computers. These printers are used with these type of computers for producing large volume outputs, because they are very big. Mainframes are very big in size. So then we need the large volume outputs. So line printers are used, because character printers are very slow in speed as compared to line printers in previous time, in earlier time. So that's why line printers are used for large volume outputs. These printers print one line of a text at a time. That is why known as the line printer. Its printing speed lies in the range of, so please note down the speed. Its speed is the 300 to 3000 lines per minute. Characters per second, lines per minute, LPM. So actually line printer prints only one character at a time, but because of its printing speed, observer observes that it prints a whole line at a time. Actually, what happens? It print one character at a time, but its speed is so much, so observer observes that it printing a line at a time, one line, whole line at a time. So that's
Ma'am,
why.
printing one line of the text at a time, no?
Yes,
Not
yes, one line
character.
at a time. Yes, one line at
Yes.
a time. Yes. In a minute, it can print 300 to 3000 lines per minute. Okay, please note down this word also. But actually, they're printing one line at a time. Types of line printers. There are further types of the line printers: drum printer and chain printer. Drum printer, where drum is used. Hammer is always used in each and every printer, because hammer strikes, it impacts on the page. That why these printers are called na impact printer, because hammer gives the impact on the paper, on the ribbon. The drum printer consists of a cylindrical drum. A set of characters are embossed on its surface print. A set of print hammers is associated with each character. As you see in the diagram, na, in the picture, there are so many characters. There is you. So many in one line. There are only one character. T is in another line. S is another line. So when the drum rotates, when the desired character comes in the same place, in the place which the text should be done, then the hammer will strike on that place. So character will be print on the paper. Hammer is placed behind the paper. Their hammer strikes the paper along with ribbon. Ribbon is placed between hammer and drum against the embossed character on a surface. One revolution of a drum is need to print a line. When one revolution goes, then it means one line will be print. One revolution of the drum means one line print at a time. One line is printing. As the line is printed, the paper moves upward to print next line. Then again paper will move. Paper will rotating now, and drum is also rotating. When the paper will moves upward again to get the another line, to print the another line. So this is a basic difference. Okay, there is a drum is using. Okay, and here is also a chain printer. Chain printer character is used for printing. The chain knows as print chain rotates. In the drum printer, there is drum is rotating, Now in chain printer, here is a chain which rotates, and here's a in between chain and hammer there is a paper. So hammer will strike on the paper when the desired characters will come in a rotation. It rotates. With each link of the chain is character font. Magnetically, driver hammers are there in each print position. All the characters which are to be printed are received by the printer through processor. As we know that processor gives a command to the printer to print the text. When the desired characters comes in the print position, the hammers strike the ribbon. The same mechanism is using. The same mechanism. It prints one line at a time. It is very noisy. So please note down, it is very noisy. Chain printer is very noisy as compared to drum printer. Its speed is 400 to 24,000 line per minute. It can print 4,000 to 24,000 line per minute. Non-impact printer. Next is non-impact printer. These printers using ink. Now, we are using the hammer for impact the paper, for printing the paper. In this we are using ink. Okay, we are using ink and special electrical machines for producing outputs. Non-impact printers are all those printers whose printing heads do not touch paper. So in the impact printer, printing head is touching the paper, but in these type of printers, printing head do not touch paper. That's why they don't create the noise. A non-impact printer forms characters and image on a piece of paper without actually striking the paper. So there is no hammer, so that's why they don't strike the paper. Types of non-impact printers. There are 3 types of non-impact printers. These are laser printer, inkjet printer, and thermal printer. Laser printer. This is very commercial level. These printers are used because they are very expensive. They print one page at a time. Okay. Laser printers are those printers which print one page at a time. Thus, laser printers is also referred as page printer. A laser printer uses electronics. So it means laser printer uses electronics, lasers, xerographic, and other techniques, which is also called electrophotographic technique. Which this electromechanical is using now in impact printer, and in electrophotographic. Sorry. Electrophotographic technique is used in laser printers. A laser beam is directly across the surface of the light, in which there is a mirror. There is a mirror and there is a light. A light reflects on the mirror, and the laser beam reflects on the mirror, and they will impact on the printer. There is a toner used in patters are using in the drum daisy wheel na. So there are toner. There is used toner. Toner is used in the laser printer. So toner means to say ink. As you see na cartridge, you see in the at home some use the printers na. There is use the cartridge. In cartridge we put down we fill the cartridge with the dry ink. That dry ink is useful for that is used in the printing. So which word is basically in the used in the laser printer? Toner is used for the printing. Okay, this is a main point you have to remember. First is a laser beam is used. Okay, then it's a electrophotographic technique is used, and laser beam is directly across the surface of the light of the photosensitive drum. An image is produced. Okay, so toner is main word is toner is used in the laser printer. So the paper then moves to a fusing station where the toner is permanently fused on the paper with heat. When you give the electricity to the printer na, so it generates heat. So that's why that dry ink converts into the liquid form. That dry ink, the toner, is converted into the liquid ink. So this way your printer is able to printing the text. Okay, sometimes one time question asked in the exam that in a laser printer, dry ink is used or liquid ink is used, but you have to tick on the liquid ink. But before printing, we put the dry toner in the cartridge. Toner, dry ink, we put in the cartridge. We fill the cartridge with the dry ink before printing. Okay, when the laser printer is printing the text, now the dry ink is converted into the liquid ink. Okay, so then liquid ink, because of the heat generates in the printer, it converts the dry ink into the liquid ink, and liquid ink is help to the printing the text. This way this processing happens in the laser printer. Next is inkjet printer. Inkjet printer is mostly used in the homes because they are small in size and they are less expensive. Sorry. Laser printers are used for the commercial. There are so many data is used, so many outputs, so many printing is used now. So many is like you can say that 5,000 or 1,000 pages are printing. So this way the laser printers are used. But inkjet printers are used in homes. They are in small in size and they are use characters. They print characters. This is also the example of the character printer, but this is the non-impact character printer. Okay, this is the non-impact character printer. Laser printer is a page printer. This is the non-impact character printer. It uses a dot matrix approach. Yeah, in the as the dot matrix printer is technique is used, same as inkjet printer is used to print the print text and graphics. However, the dots are found by tiny dot, and the needles are using in the dot matrix, same as the there are the tiny droplets of ink as you see in the diagram now. This is much more advanced than the dot matrix. There are you see the color, 3 colors. So you can use the color printing in inkjet printers also. So in this you can add like there are some ink comes in the market. These are the liquid inks. You you can see that the like you before time we use the fountain pens where ink is present, liquid ink is present. The ink pot comes in the market. So that's the same. The inks are comes in the market for the printers. We put the colorful ink in the printer, so we can be able to get the colorful printing in this way. So this is the small drops of ink. So there is a spray which spray on the paper to get the colorful printing. For spraying drop nozzles, for spraying the drops on the paper, we use the nozzles. There are nozzles present in the inkjet printers to print the text or image. Special type of ink having high iron content is used for forming drops. Droplets of ink are electrically charged after leaving a nozzle. The droplets are then guided to the proper position on the paper by electrically charged horizontally and vertically. So these are the working of the printer. These printers can print. So please note down this word, 40 to 300 character per second. These printers can print 40 to 300 characters per second, can produce multicolor printouts. They can produce multicolor printouts.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I have a doubt. What
Yes, please.
if this print, suppose we have put in some, like ink, we buy some ink and we put it into this printer,
Yes.
and later on one ink is like finished, and and now we are we trying to get a hard copy or soft copy, then what?
You will not get that color, na? You will, the combination of the color will removed. You will get the combination of the red and suppose yellow color is finished. You will get the combination only red and blue.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Yes.
it will be converted into different color, right?
Yes, RGB as we discussed in the same and the sorry display unit, RGB red, green, blue, same. Okay, red, green, blue.
Okay, so these three colors will be there only.
Yes, three colors are missing because from these three colors in printers there can be different colors, but specifically these three colors are important because from these colors you can make so many colors.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Yes. Next is a thermal printer. Thermal printers are used in the this is also very you can say that heating this there is also sorry matrix of dots. As the dot matrix there is also matrix of dot, but they are heated. They how they work, they are work with heating element. There is a heating element heated by electric current, and when uh, s- mm, in this the you will see that when the head is moving, when the printing head, there is also printing head that is moving, the this will after the heating, after heating element heat, it will give the impression sorry impression, it will not impact, it will gives the uh, printing, it will gives the help the printing the text, like you see na in the mm, supermarkets you can see na there is a you will see you purchase something, you will get the bill in the like in seen the this picture, you will get the bill in the flat printing. There's a paper like you are
The
like
billing
how can
machine.
It also fades off, no, ma'am. After few months, this print fades off even if you keep that paper.
yes what are you saying? I can't get your point.
This, if I'm not wrong, ma'am, this kind of printing it fades off after few months, even if you keep the paper. That print, no, it will go off, ma'am. I don't know what kind of printing it is. Only the white paper will remain.
Yes, you will roll na there is a roll you add in the printer, and when you give the command and you suppose you go to the supermarket and you purchase something, and you give you want to make some your a purchase voucher, you get your purchase voucher, and you will get a bill, your whole things in one bill. Getting my point?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that type of printing is comes under the thermal printer. Okay, there is a 200 characters per second. 200 characters per second. There is also come 1 second. Yes. Now here we will discuss printers. Printer is a low speed and high speed. I didn't erase this. Sorry. Printers is a we will differentiate it with the low speed and high speed. So character printers, obviously character printers speed is low than the line printers and page printers. And which printers comes under the character printers? Impact first we will take the example of the impact printers. Impact printers are dot matrix, daisy wheel, and golf ball. We will not discuss about this, so there are so many printers, so we will main printers are dot matrix, daisy wheel. Okay, so and under character printers, non-impact printers are thermal and inkjet. These both are also character printers. Okay, impact printers are dot matrix and daisy wheel, and non-impact are thermal and inkjet. You have to remember the name. These sometimes they can confuse. They can give the example of the non-impact, but they will ask about the impact printers. Okay, you will have to give the you will have to find out the character printers in between dot matrix, daisy wheel, and thermal and inkjet.
Ma'am,
Okay, yes,
non-impact printer comes under character printers.
because character printers are those printers which print characters per second. characters at a time. So there are some printers, non-impact printers are also there. They print characters per. Inkjet printers also print characters, character by character. And thermal printer is also print character by character. Okay. But these are not the impact. These are the non-impact. Please remember this point. Non-impact. These are non-impact, and dot matrix and daisy wheels are the impact printers.
Ma'am,
This
can
is
you
the basic difference.
again explain what is impact and non-impact?
No, one second. That's why I want to tell you now. At last, so you
Can we
understand.
say, ma'am, that these impact are the ones which kind of hit the paper and make a character?
Just
Non-impact are something more subtler, don't touch the paper. Can we
yes,
understand
yes,
like that?
yes, yes. Don't strike the paper. Don't strike the paper. That are non-impact printer. Okay, which strike the paper, which hammer strike on the paper. That is called impact printers. But there are some impact printers are also character printers. Character printer doesn't mean that they are comes under the impact. They can comes also under the non-impact because their speed is low. They are printing character per character, character by character, but they are non-impact. The basic difference is impact and non-impact. Okay, which printers are impact and which printers are non-impact. You have to remember the non-impact and impact differentiate, and also know the these are the character printers, these are the line printers, these are the page printers. So these things are some confusing, but you have to remember like this. So that's why I give this picture image. This will help you to find the difference between. So this is differentiate according to the speed. Low speed means character printers. High speed means it can be line printers or it can be page printers. Under character printers, there are impact and non-impact also. Impact printers are dot matrix and daisy wheel, and non-impact are thermal and inkjet. As you see, na high speed. So line printers are also impact and non-impact. Impact is a drum and chain. Okay, drum and chain. And in non-impact is a electrostatic. Electrostatic means there is a electrons are using while printing. Some electrons are using, like now you see in the display unit, electronic gun, electron gun is project on the screen, so image is formed. So same as like in the electrostatic, there is also electron gun. You can say that electrons are using to print the text or image. Okay, this is a basic main difference is electrostatic is that. So this is a non-impact. So page printer is a non-impact, and laser printers, it is electricity is also come under the line printers, and it also comes under the page printer. Xerographic is as common normally used printers. So these are the differences, and you have to just remember this chart or this first you have to learn the chart. Okay, this picture, this image. What are the impact printers? First you learn what are the impact printers and what are the non-impact printers. Okay, then learn that which are the character printers, which are the line printers, and which are the page printers. Got it? Please give me the answer.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes.
in the high speed also, in the line printers, when you say impact drum and chain, same technology, ma'am, they hit the paper, is it?
Yes, they hit the paper. There is also a present hammer, but there is yes, there is also present hammer, but their speed is much because they are printing line. They are printing line at a time, so that's why their speed is much more than the character printer. Okay.
So are the old models obsolete now, ma'am, or all these printers are still in use?
No, these printers are obsolete.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Ink mostly used printers are in today's days inkjet and laser printers mostly used, or mostly electrostatic. You can say that, but note laser and inkjet in homes. Inkjet printers are used. because we don't need to high outputs, 100, 200, 300 pages, but we need 10 to 50. Our demand is only 10 to 50 pages, more than 100, maximum 100. But
Right,
in,
ma'am. Right. What
yes,
about offices, ma'am? Are they using laser?
laser you can page printer, because they're printing page at a time. They are print more in 1 minute. They can print not told na, how many print. It is not present in this, but in page printers, I will tell you tomorrow the laser printers. How many pages they print at a time, but they print as we see na, when in the cafe time, or you can see the there are if you want to uh, output of the 100 files, 100 pages at a time, so you will get in 1 minute you can get the output, hard copy in 1 minute. So that printers are laser printers. They give them in 1 minute you can get the 100 pages of the printing.
Got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Yes. Now, one thing I tell you about the printers. Important thing you have to know. The two important words. They are the, you can say that modern words. One second. So first word is related to mutual. First word is a mutual exclusion. Please note down. Mutual exclusion. Okay. Mutual exclusion. It means one print. As na I told you in the CPU, you can open more than one files. You can open one. Suppose I am opening my PPT also. I'm opening my Google Meet also. I open now my the two frames are open in my laptop. But in same as but I can CPU execute only one screen at a time. It can't open two screens in at one time. Okay, you can't work on two screens at a time. So that's why it CPU execute only one uh, screen at a time. So in the same case in printer, if you give the more than one files, you give the command more than print the more than one files, but printer will give you one print at a time. It will not give you one by one. Sequentially it will give. Not if you give the commands of 100 pages, it will give you page by page, one page at a time. It not give you all pages at one time. Okay, it will give one print at a time. It means mutual. Sometimes a question comes in the exam. What does it mean? So you should know about this. Mutual exclusion is related to printer. It means is a one print at a time. Okay. Mutual exclusion word is related to printer. It means one print at a time. And one is the spooler word. Next word is spooler. Spooler means, suppose you go in the cafe. There are so many pieces. There are so many pieces are connected, but in cafe there is on present one printer. There is a present one printer. When the four pieces gives there are four persons present on the four pieces. Suppose there are four pieces at a cafe. Four persons give the command of the printing, but printer will give. Printer has its own pool. Printer has its own pool. Own pool means it has some saved, it has some, you can say memory, like you can say like that, it has a memory. It stores all commands sequentially, like it stores R1. So if first person give the command na, it stores the one person command at one, R2, then R3, then R4. Sequentially it will store in his memory. So the request will be saved in the this pool. Okay, request will be saved in the pool in the sequence form. Okay, so one by one it will print. So this storage, this mechanism, or this called spooler. Okay, when printer has its own pool to store the all commands sequentially, so that is called spooler. Got it? So sometimes they can ask spooler word is related to which thing. So you should know about this word. Spooler is related to printer. It means it has its own capability to store all commands sequentially. So that's why it can give the command. It can print the sequentially. Okay. So please ask if anyone had doubt.
So ma'am, there is a place where there are four computers on only one printer,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
all the people give command. It will organize sequentially by itself, and it will give the printouts. Is that
yes,
what you are
yes,
telling?
yes, yes, yes. It will print sequentially. As you see, na, you go in the cafe, you sit in your PC. When you go to the cafe's owner, you will say to that, give me my printer, give me my printing documents. He will give you the printing documents. So this is why this comes in the spooler area. Okay, when you give the all PCs can give the command to the one printer. Okay, got it?
So
Yes,
there
ma'am.
is no
Yes.
limit of systems, no, ma'am?
Yes.
There is no limit of systems for
Yes,
a
yes, yes.
single
It
printer.
can be limit. It can be limit. Now it can be limit. It can be. But in as you seen, 4 to 5 pieces can be easily connected.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Now printer has finished. Now we will discuss about motherboard. I will take 15 to 20 minutes just. Then we will finish. Okay. So motherboard. So this is also very important. So there is also some key points you have to remember. So it is a motherboard is the main printed circuit board in the computer. It is known as the motherboard because it is all important components. All important components like CPU, RAM, cache memory, all the ROMs, all things are all external devices we can connect through the motherboard. Other name for this central computer unit are system board, main board, or printed wired board. Why it is called printed wired system board? Because electricity, when we give the electricity is given directly given to the motherboard. Okay, electricity is passed in the because the switch is connected to the motherboard. So the motherboard is sometimes shortened. The shortened form of the motherboard is, please note down, MOBO. MOBO is the short form of the
Motherboard, ma'am.
yes, sorry. Yes. Next one is we will discuss about its parts. So there in the picture, you will see there is a south bridge, there is a CMOS backup battery, PCI. These are the PCI slots. Okay. Sorry. Yes. One second. There is a PCI slots, north bridge, ID connector, DRAM memory slot, DRAM memory, the RAM. So we will discuss it briefly. CPU fan is also because the electricity is passing in the motherboard, so that way it creates heat. It produces heat. So there is a need of the fan to cool down the system. CPU socket. There is also CPU socket. So AGP slot. We will discuss about one by one all these things. Okay. There is also connectors of integrated peripherals. So one thing, peripherals are what? Peripherals, there are, you see na, there are in the laptops, there are sideways some things you can connect, like you can connect your charger. You can connect your USB cable. You connect your extra mouse with the laptop or your PCs also. In the PC, the keyboard is also connected with wire. Your monitor is also connected with wire with the CPU. So your mouse is also connected with the wire with the CPU. As you see now, so there are ports present, slots, socket are all are same thing. Ports, slots, socket are the same things, these are words are same. But as see, these all are connected with the externally, these all are connected externally. So that's why these which devices we can connect externally, we can connect and disconnect. These devices are called peripheral devices, which has other alternatives. As you see now, when we don't connect the keyboard to the PC, when we don't connect the keyboard to the PC, we can our work will not stop. Our work will not stop. Our computer will computer will run without keyboard. We can use mouse, we can use joystick, we can use other input devices. uh, okay, so some which devices have alternatives, that devices are called peripheral devices. Got it? That are
Yes,
connected
ma'am.
externally. Please give me reply. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now next is processor. First we will discuss about the CPU socket. This is a main important because it is the brain of the computer. So processor chip. How we will identify the processor chip? By the processor type. Because processor type and manufacturer who manufacture the processor type all is placed on the chip of the socket of the processor. This information is usually inscribed on the chip. Okay, the name of the processor, which processor we are using, and who manufactured this processor, all are inscribed on the chip. For example, Intel 386, advanced micro devices. When you will see the CPU processor, you will see these all names. If this is related to Intel, it will be inscribed on the chip. If the version is 386, it will be, you will get easily which version is this and which brand is belongs to this CPU. Okay, the main is this Pentium MMX, and these all are described, these names are described on the chip. If the processor chip is not, sometime you will see sometime in the previous some motherboards, the CPUs connected to the motherboard. Okay, they are connected, we can't remove it, we can't remove it from the motherboard. But some motherboards, there is a socket. If some motherboard there is a socket, so we can connect it itself. We can remove the CPU, we can place the CPU. There is a socket present in the motherboard, so we can place the CPU on the chip, or we can remove it also. Okay, both options are in the present in the motherboard for the CPU. So if the processor chip is not on the motherboard, you can identify the processor socket. Yes, there is a present of the socket, or like socket 1, socket, there are the names of the socket. Socket 1, socket 8, socket 1 to socket 8, LGA 775, among others. Because every socket has its own, like uh, we will take the example of socket G1. This is the example of the this is just an example. Like the socket is present on the motherboard is socket G1, the name of the socket is socket G1. So with socket G1, you can attach microprocessor of these microprocessor only. Other than other ones you can't attach. Okay, other microprocessor you can't fix on that socket. These socket G1, you can attach these types of microprocessors. Okay, it's like a socket G1, you can attach Intel Core i7, Intel Core i5. There are also series regarding i7, i5, i3, Intel Pentium, Intel Celeron. Okay, these series you can connect this socket, only this socket. Okay, if the socket is different, your processors will be different. So this is our about the processor. Next is the random access memory. Random access
Ma'am,
memory, yes.
what is the function of processor?
CPU, central processing unit, the main function, the brain of the computer. When we give
That's
the command to the computer, the operating system
yeah,
gives
got it. I
the
thought
all
it's something
processing is
else.
done, like ALU, control unit, all the data controls by the CPU.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. I consider it something else. Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes. Now, random access memory, RAM. RAM is also uh, placed nearby the CPU, but it is also placed in the like this. This is a sorry. Mhm. This is a CPU socket, and this is a blue one is a RAM socket. Okay, this is a RAM socket. You can attach RAM in the this socket. There is a computer chips that temporarily store time. As we know about RAM stores a temporary data to enhance the computer performance, yeah, CPU performance while you are working. Okay. So South Bridge and North Bridge. This is an important one. South Bridge and North Bridge. North Bridge is used for connecting. North Bridge is North Bridge is close to the CPU, because CPU is the brain of the computer. Na, it needs fast functioning. It needs fast functioning. So which things he needs, which things CPU needs to perform its functions. So these things are close to the CPU. So for North Bridge is used for connecting RAM, CPU, AGP expansion slots, buses like PCI. PCI is like graphic cards, sound cards. Na, these these white one, these white one are the PCI slots. We can connect graphic cards, like sound cards. These cards we can connect through this PCI slots. Okay. So on the other hand, South Bridge provides connectivity with peripheral devices. As we discussed, na, peripheral devices, yeah, like USB ports, SATA ports. We will discuss audio video controllers. So all peripheral devices are connected with the South Bridge, or peripheral devices are connected to the South Bridge. And North Bridge, RAM, CPU, AGP expansion slots, PCI slots, all are connected with the North Bridge. Okay.
Ma'am, both South Bridge and North Bridge are close to the CPU, ma'am.
No, no. South Bridge is away
Only
from some distance
okay.
from the North. North Bridge is close to the CPU, because it needs na fast functioning, because RAM is also present on the North Bridge. CPU is also present on the North Bridge. AGP expansion slot, we will discuss AGP expansion slots. These are close because the functioning, the processing is fast. So these then the functioning is fast, they need these RAM, because RAM, CPU and HB, these are all for the fast processing. Okay, these are responsible for the fast processing. So that's why they are present on the North Bridge. And in the South Bridge, the all USB ports, like all external devices, are connected to the South Bridge. That's why they are present on the South Bridge. Okay. Bias, as we discussed, bias is a basic input output system maintain regular operations when the computer is active or unpowered. Because all booting process, all bootstrap loader program, all is present in the bias now. So bias is present in the ROM. So ROM, that is present on the ROM is present on the motherboard. Okay. Input output port, there is also present of the input output port. Yes, external devices, these are the ports present on the motherboard, that is in the present in the South Bridge. USB is also external devices to the motherboard. PCI is the peripheral component interconnect. These are the white ones. These are the PCI slots. PCI slots used to connect expansion cards to the motherboard. What are the expansion cards? Like graphic cards, like sound cards, Wi-Fi cards, SSD drives. These all are the expansion cards. These are also called expansion cards. That's why these are present on the PCI slots, and PCI slots present on the north bridge. Okay, because we need na graphic, we want more image clarity, like in gaming we want we need graphics, we need graphics. So that's why these are present in the north bridge. So there are so many slots present in the according to the motherboard. So PCI 1, PCI 4, these are the names of the slots. Okay.
Ma'am, what is SATA ports, ma'am? I
We will
understood the
discuss. We will discuss.
USB.
Yes, yes, we will
Okay,
discuss.
ma'am. Okay.
Yes, yes. AGP. AGP short form is AGP, accelerated graphic port. So this is also for the advanced, when we want advanced port na, advanced uh, graphic cards, video cards, for the graphic things, extra graphic. We can add more than one graphic cards. If AGP is specially for the graphic, it is present in the every you can say that every laptop or every PC. But if we want more graphic, more clarity, yeah, more colorful, more image attractive, we want add extra graphics that is placed in the PCI. Okay, that graphic cards will placed in the PCI slots. But AGP is present in every every computer or every laptop. Okay, AGP slot for the graphic, for the video cards. ATX power connector. It is the main power where the motherboard gets the power. From where the motherboard gets the power, this is the ATX power connector. This name is the ATX power connector, where the main power supply is attached to the motherboard. Voltage regulator. Obviously, we need the voltage, because otherwise the voltage sometimes its voltage is high, sometimes low, so it can uh, crush your motherboard. It can destroy your motherboard. Okay, so that's why we need the voltage regulator module. So it is present. That's the voltage is applied to the CPU. We should regulate that. So that's why CPU works properly, or CPU needs proper electricity, proper voltage. So there is a voltage regulator module is present in the motherboard. CMOS battery. CMOS battery is it's like a battery present in the motherboard, but its function is like a bias. Bias has a like now it is as we know, the bias is present in the ROM, in a firmware, but some configurations is present in the CMOS battery. CMOS battery gives a power to the bias to start the program, CMOS battery gives a. And when we see na, you switch on your computer, or you switch on off your when you switch off your computer, again you switch on your computer, your time will update automatically. It will update automatically. You don't need to update every time. Okay, so it is because of the CMOS battery, because CMOS battery is always on. It gives a power to the main important functions, like bias, like your startup bias is a startup program, and date and time. Okay, so this gives always on. You can say that your date and time and your bias configuration is always on mode. When you give the command, it will start working because of CMOS battery. Integrated drive electronics is a standard interface for connecting a. This is a integrated drive electronics is a interface. It is a connection between the motherboard and the storage devices. Storage devices which are hard disk, CD-ROM, DVD. All our storage devices are connected to the motherboard with the IDE, integrated drive electronics. SATA connectors are the small L-shaped connectors. These are the L-shaped connectors. Okay, on the motherboard that allow you to connect SATA devices such as hard disks. What are the SATA devices? SATA devices are the hard disk drives, solid state. All storage devices are the SATA devices. Then SATA devices full form is, one second. Yes. SATA connectors are small L-shaped connectors on the motherboard that allow you to connect SATA devices. What are the SATA devices? SATA devices are hard disk drives, solid state drives, optical drives. All storage devices are the SATA drives, SATA devices. There are connectors through which we can connect the our hard disk, these drives, these storage devices. So SATA, full form of the SATA is the Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. Serial Advanced attachment. There are some, if your motherboard has the capability of SSD, you can connect the your SSD connect to this SATA connectors. If you have a hard disk, your SATA hard disk is connect to this port, this SATA connectors. Okay. So these connectors are labeled as SATA 1, SATA 2, SATA 3. Okay. So first motherboard called a planar breadboard. First motherboard was planar breadboard. What was the name of the motherboard? Planar breadboard. Was created by IBM engineer Patty McHugh in 1981. When the first motherboard was invented, 1981, was used in IBM's first personal computer. In which computer the motherboard is used? First, IBM's first personal computer. Who invented? Patty McHugh. In which year? 1981. What was the name of that motherboard? Planar breadboard. Got it? No. Yes. Now this is finished. One thing I will tell you about buses. There are some buses which connect the CPU to the devices through the devices. These all are RAM. There is a BIOS, South Bridge, North Bridge. These all are. There are some buses present on. There are 3 buses. One second. Sorry. Last thing is we will done. Then we will complete this mother. One second. Second. Yes. That is called system bus. System bus. System bus. And in system bus, there are 3 buses. First one is control bus. I will tell you in one word. Control bus, address bus, and then third is data bus. Okay. What is a control bus? Control bus is that bus, as bus like now. Suppose I am giving the command to the computer. Okay. To the computer. Just computer. Suppose I want to open my PPT. I want to open my PPT. I just enter my PPT name. Okay. I just enter my PPT name and CPU. What will they do? CPU. CPU will give the command to the other memories. Okay. He will give my I told na memory mapping. So CPU will command to the other memories to find out that address. To find out that address. So this he gives the instructions. CPU is giving the instruction to the memories. To the memories that is through the control bus. That is through the control bus. CPU is giving the command to the other devices. You can say that is called control. That is through the control bus, and control bus is unidirectional because CPU give the command. He don't take the command. He just give the command. Okay. CPU just give the command. He doesn't take the command from the devices. He just give the command to the devices. So that's why it is unidirectional. Control bus is unidirectional. Address bus. As we discussed, address, each and every file, each and every data has some address. So that address is also when he gives a command to the memories, so there has some address, so that address will goes through the address bus. Okay, to reach that address through the address bus, because my suppose my data is placed in the hard disk drive, so at some address, so this will goes through the finding the address through the address bus to reach that address through the address bus. That is also unidirectional, because we are reaching on that, we are not giving back to the. Okay, this is also unidirectional. So data bus, which data is CPU is giving command to the, it will give the command to the memories or other devices. Also he will get the data. He suppose CPU is giving data to the memories, CPU is also get the data from the memories, other devices. CPU is giving the data to the other devices, CPU is also getting data from the other devices. So it is bidirectional, it can be in both directions. Okay, got it? There are 3 buses that are in the present in the motherboard. Okay, these buses are also present in the motherboard. Got it? This is mostly this is attached to the CPU. These buses are attached to the CPU, but they are moving in the system, all system. They are moving in all systems, because all like you attach the pen drive, so you are getting the data from the pen drive, so it will be moved to the south bridge also. If you are getting from the hard disk, it will move through the go to the hard drives. So data, your buses are moving in all the system, all the motherboard, but it is connected to the CPU. Okay, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that is, we have finished up to this. So tomorrow we will revise the class. Okay, all previous classes. Then Saturday we will do some PYQs. Please clear your doubts in tomorrow class, and then Saturday we will revise some questions. Okay, if you have some questions you can ask, otherwise I will ask the questions tomorrow. Okay, and it will,
Ma'am, so-
please.
ma'am, you mean to say the whole portion that you have done till now, we should revise tomorrow?
Yes, whole portion. I just give you 1 second.